Welcome to today's Golden Drop. My name is Diana Hinkle, and I'm super excited to be here to help you understand more about spearmint. When we look at an essential oil, spearmint in itself smells yummy. So if we know about chewing gum like spearmint flavored chewing gum, well, that's a synthetic. This is the real deal, right? And excuse me. And for support, it's a support for confidence in our speech. And I realized not too long after that Tamer blend came out, it's like doing the research and finding out why. I was like, oh my gosh. So my deal with speaking is I don't have a problem speaking to people, but when you start getting online or when you start getting in front of people outside of just that one-on-one conversation, how many times do you feel that you just get tongue-tied, you get super nervous? How many times does your heart, how fast is your heart beating, right? So spearmint, and that's this is the spearmint. It's a beautiful oil for that confidence in speaking. So in order to use this, all you do is take the lid off first, right? You can put it directly on your throat. You can actually take it internally. You can simply smell it. It's a beautiful aroma. And so we all know a lot about aromatherapy, but how can we use this beautiful oil for other things? So first, let's go into the emotional side of spearmint. And if no one's ever seen this before, this is the book that I'm going to read out of. It's an emotions book. And so spearmint, again, is that confident speech. So spearmint inspires clarity of thought and confident verbal expression. Individuals in need of spearmint may hide their thoughts, their opinions, and ideas by withholding their voices. Spearmint encourages inner clarity about one's personal convictions and opinions, and then assists individuals in translating that inner clarity into words. Spearmint promotes confidence in expressing oneself verbally, especially when speaking in front of groups or people. It helps individuals create an effective stage presence by infusing them with confidence. Spearmint also encourages individuals to take a public stand on behalf of their values and opinions. Spearmint can also be helpful for a helpful remedy for those who struggle with communicating clearly for a wide range of reasons, from feeling scattered and inarticulate to stumbling over one's words. It assists individuals in becoming emotionally clear about what they want to say and then saying it. In short, spearmint can help individuals access their inner light and convey that light to the world with clarity and confidence. So the negative emotions we're getting rid of is that timid, that holding back, that desire to be confident, but we're not confident, right? So we're going to bring that confidence in. We're going to have that clarity, and it's courageous, right? Because how do you get courageous? I love the fact that we have tools to help us in everyday life, because without them, how many of us would just be stumbling over everything that we do? Spearmint is an oil that we can use internally, and so why not use it for cooking? So you can use it in place of peppermint, you could use spearmint, and any other mint that you like. Think about spearmint. Even if it's just a flavoring for, like, I mean, I've never tried this, but I really thought about this morning. It's like, I like making cream puffs because I can use flavoring instead of sugar in my cream, my whipping cream. So you don't have to use sugar. Sugar does not make the whipping cream whip up. It's So if you whip it and put a flavor in there, you don't need to have sugar in there. So I'm like, that's awesome, right? So I'm like, what would it taste like with spearmint? I gotta try that. Think about spearmint the next time you're doing any kind of cooking preparation. And now you can use spearmint neat right out of the bottle. You know, you can use it in salads. What about your smoothies? Have you ever thought about using it in a smoothie? Your homemade salad dressings, for instance. How about marinades for different meats, especially beef, I would think, and also your pork. It would be huge for that, because how many of you have ever gone to the store and there are products that have mint leaves in there, or like a spearmint in there, and it's a dressing for pork. So I mean, come on, the sky's the limit, right?
I drink it myself. Like I use my big quart-sized glass jars.
Oh yeah?
I'll do 1 drop of spearmint and 1 drop of frankincense. I don't know why I like the 2 together, but I really like the flavor combination, and it helps, you know, with just general, it helps me to be articulate whenever I'm teaching a class or whenever I'm having to speak in front of people. I typically, that's the beverage that I have sitting there with me, just because it helps me say what I'm trying to say. But also, you can't get enough frankincense in your body, I feel. So just add a little bit
I think that's probably most of us, right?
Right? So the spearmint is like really intense by itself, and the frankincense almost kind of mutes it. And frankincense isn't something that you might intentionally flavor something with for the taste of it. But the spearmint like evens it out. It's really good together. So just a 1-to-1 ratio, and literally in that big quart-sized jar, right? So when they tell us to do 1 drop per 8 ounces of water, I'm doing a total of 2 drops in like 4. What am I trying to say? It's a half a drop per 8 ounces. So it's, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got that. So you're doing like 2 to 4 drops is what you're doing in that quart size.
Right. I'm just doing 2 drops in the whole quart size jar. So normally like 4 or 5 drops of lemon. I only do 2 drops. So 1 drop of each oil, 1 drop of frankincense, and 1 drop of spearmint. So give that a try. See how you like that. It's also really good on a tea bag.
Yeah. I never would have thought of frankincense and spearmint together. But it's kind of like, I think it's like that sweet and sour thing. One's a little bit bitter and one's a little bit sweet, so it offsets each other. That's cool. That's awesome. It's really good for fresh breath, for refreshing your breath. You could just use a little drop of that or you can make your own mouth rinse if you wanted to. 1 drop again goes a long way, like Kara was saying, that just like the peppermint, 1 drop goes a very long way. That 1 drop of peppermint gives you 28 cups of tea. So think about the spearmint. It's just as potent. So you can add it into, if you're not using doTERRA's toothpaste, you could add a drop into your toothpaste or even the dip of a toothpick, whatever you want. It is a phenomenal thing that you can use to freshen up your mouth or your breath. So there's many things that this particular product can help with. So other things, when you're making mints or anything like that, you can work on that too. Use spearmint instead of a peppermint. So it's a really good, and it's a really good option in place of that. One of those diffuser blends, it's called Shield. Shield has got 2 drops of OnGuard, 2 drops of spearmint, 1 drop peppermint, 1 drop rosemary. And then the other one is, I have to find it, but it is the 2 drops of peppermint, wintergreen, spearmint, and 1 drop of breeze, which I'm like, that's really cool, because I never would have thought of putting breeze with peppermint, spearmint, and wintergreen. But I'm like, all of those, I'm like, that sounds really yummy. So I've got to try that recipe today. So I just found that recipe this morning. Now, spearmint is also, again, like I said, it's found in the Tamer blend as well, which is for our tummy discomfort. And so when we're looking at just spearmint in itself, just by smelling it can help us with that indigestion that we have going on. Or you can put a little bit meat on your belly. And this is a safe alternative for our children as well. But If you've got very young children, you want to make sure that you're diluting it with a fractionated coconut oil, because it can be a little bit hot for them, but typically it's not. But you can put it on the bottom of their feet as well, and it'll still help with their digestive system. Or if you've been out and about and you've ate too many carbs, which a lot of us like to do, I know it's hard for us to get rid of those carbs, isn't it? Spearmint can be a very great alternative outside of the Digest Then that we have. I'm okay with digestion, but Digest Then, but I'm not a big fan of the fennel because I don't like the smell. So I'll go with the spearmint, because spearmint smells better to me, and it works for me. And I'll tell you, it's wonderful when you can have something and it is so fast acting. It's incredible. And anyway, as much as 30 seconds you can have that result, right? And I think that's phenomenal. How many products out there do you know that you can go get over the counter and have a result within 30 seconds? Typically, I don't think there is anything outside of essential oils. So I love the fact that we can use this aromatically, we can use this topically, and we can use this internally. So we can also make, this is fun, we can make room sprays, okay? So if you're doing the room spray, think about spearmint, because not only is it a happy smell, it's a clean, fresh smell, and we may like that better than lemon or orange, because it's still a mint, and we can diffuse it in the air. It blends very well with lavender, rosemary, basil, obviously peppermint, and eucalyptus. And it also, here's another blend that I'll put in a diffuser blend that I'll put in the chat. And it is called Happy Kids Diffuser. So it is 10 drops each of spearmint and wild orange, and 5 drops of geranium. So what else can I tell you? We already know we can add it in water. You want to dilute 1 drop in 4 ounces of liquid. If you apply it topically, 1 to 2 drops in the area of concern. If you have skin sensitivity, please make sure that you're using a carrier oil with that. Fractionated coconut oil is the best one that we could use, but you can use others. And there again, think about all the different ways that you can use it. It is a steam distillation. Its main chemical component is carbonyl-limonene, and I think I said that right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get off of here. I thank you for your time today.